The 2026 Mac Mini M5. A brutal reality. Check. The Mac Mini used to be Apple's best-kept secret. For years, it was just a tiny box. Most average users simply ignored it. Power users, however, quietly loved it. But right now, in 2026, something massive is changing with this next generation. Apple is not just swapping out an old chip for a new one. They are completely rethinking who this machine is actually built for. We're looking at two distinct models. We're looking at two very different types of buyers. And yes, the price is definitely going up. The big question you have to ask yourself today is this: is it still worth your hard-earned money? The tech landscape in 2026 is brutal. Windows Mini PCs are getting remarkably better. AI workloads are getting incredibly heavy. Buyers are finally asking much harder questions before they hand over their cash. So today, we're going to break down exactly what Apple is building here. We will look at what changes, what stays the exact same, and who should actually buy which model. Most importantly, we will figure out if that controversial price increase actually makes any sense at all. The base model M5. The everyday workhorse. Let's start with the base model. This is the Mac Mini M5. This is the exact machine most people will actually click buy on. If you're a student, a dedicated office worker, or a coder, this is your machine. If you edit YouTube videos on the weekend or run a small business from a single desk, this is aimed right at you. On paper, it is a serious and aggressive step up from the previous M4 generation. The M5 chip brings a powerful 10-core CPU to the table that is cleverly split into 6 efficiency cores and 4 high-performance cores. It is then paired with a highly capable 10-core GPU. Now, reading those numbers out loud might not sound like a dramatic shift from last year. But here's what actually changes when you sit down at your desk to use it. The GPU redesign and local AI. The GPU in the M5 features a completely new architectural design. It is not just pushing pixels faster for your games or videos. It handles artificial intelligence tasks in a totally different way. Apple has built dedicated hardware right into the silicon specifically for on-device AI work. Then there is the neural engine. It is currently testing to be around 3.5 to 4 times faster than what we saw in the M4. Think about what that actually means for your daily, real-world workflow. Live audio transcription working instantly in Final Cut Pro. Instant, flawless background removal in your photo editors. Running local AI writing assistants without a single stutter. Smart noise removal, cleaning up your audio files in real time. All of these intense tasks will run faster and smoother. And the absolute best part? It happens entirely on your local machine. Nothing gets sent to the cloud. You're not waiting in line on a busy server. That is not just a minor, incremental upgrade. That is a fundamental shift in how the computer feels under your fingers every single day. The storage revolution, finally. Here is something Apple quietly changed that most people have not fully realized yet. The base storage is going up. The M4 Mac Mini started at a measly 256 gigabytes. Let's be totally honest with ourselves. That was already becoming a massive problem back in 2024. Today, applications are huge. AI assets take up massive amounts of space on your drive. 4K video project files will eat your storage alive in a matter of days. The M5 is finally starting at 512 gigabytes. That is double the space right out of the box. But it gets even better. It is not just more space, it is faster space. The SSD drives inside the M5 generation are substantially quicker. This deeply matters when you're scrubbing through massive video files on a timeline. It matters when you are running local AI models that need to constantly read and write heavy amounts of data. Having 512 gigabytes as the absolute starting point is a complete game changer. It is the difference between buying a sleek Mac and immediately being forced to buy an expensive, clunky external drive to sit next to it. Frankly, this is the storage baseline we should have had years ago, but we are glad it is finally here. The unified memory debate. Memory stays at 16 gigabytes on the base model. The internet loves to argue about this relentlessly, but is it actually enough? For the vast majority of tasks this specific machine is built for, the answer is a confident yes. That if you're browsing the web, writing code, editing light video, or running standard YouTube workflows, 16 gigabytes of unified memory will not break a sweat. But you have to remember how Apple's unified memory actually works. It is not the same as standard RAM plugged into a cheap Windows PC. The CPU and the GPU share this memory pool entirely. There is no separate video memory card taking up precious space. Because the memory bandwidth is so incredibly fast, 16 gigabytes on an M5 chip actually performs like a much larger pool of RAM on a traditional computer. It is just in a totally different class of efficiency. However, there is a catch. If you plan to run large language models locally, or keep 50 heavy browser tabs open while actively rendering a 4K video, you need to be careful. You'll want to look at the 24 gigabytes configuration. It exists for exactly that reason. The elephant in the room. Price. This is where the conversation gets a little bit complicated. The M4 Mac Mini started at an incredible $599. That aggressively low price was the main reason people loved it so much. It was the absolute cheapest way to get Apple Silicon on your desk. The M5 is starting at $699 or possibly even $799 depending on your region and the final base configuration. Naturally, people are already getting upset about this on social media. But let's look at the reality of the situation calmly. Apple did not just raise the price tag and hand you the exact same box. They killed the limiting 256 gigabytes model entirely. They doubled the base storage to a much more usable 512 GB. They included a vastly superior chip architecture. They completely overhauled the wireless connectivity. When you look at it objectively, that $100 price increase is actually very fair. The old $599 model always felt like a trap. It felt like a machine you bought, only to realize a week later that you needed to spend more money on external storage anyway. Is this a greedy price hike, or is it just a more honest, usable starting point? The reality is, it is a much more honest machine. Small details matter. Wireless connectivity. Let's talk about wireless tech for a second. It sounds boring, but it is actually highly interesting this year. The M4 Mac Mini featured Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3. Those are perfectly solid specs, but they're not the cutting edge anymore. The M5 steps up to Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. That Wi-Fi 7 is not just about raw download speeds. It is about network stability. It vastly reduces the tiny, annoying bits of latency you experience when you're sitting on a crowded apartment network. It helps immensely when you're trying to use a wireless mouse, a wireless keyboard, and wireless headphones all at the exact same time while downloading a huge file in the background. For the average web browser, this will not feel life-changing. But for anyone relying on precise wireless audio gear or typing fast on wireless peripherals, that stability is very real. You will notice it. Small details like this absolutely matter when you sit down at a machine 300 days a year. The Pro model, a different beast entirely. Okay, let's step up to the big leagues. We need to talk about the Mac Mini M5 Pro. Let me be perfectly clear right now. This is not just the same machine with a slightly faster chip. It is an entirely different category of computer. The M5 Pro chip brings a massive 16-core CPU. This is divided into 4 efficiency cores and 12 high-performance cores. It pushes graphics through roughly 22 GPU cores. That CPU core layout is a very big deal. The M4 Pro had a somewhat similar setup, but the performance cores inside the M5 architecture are both faster and significantly more power efficient. More performance cores mean vastly superior parallel processing. This directly impacts heavy workflows like compiling massive code bases in seconds instead of minutes, rendering multiple heavy video streams simultaneously without dropping frames, running dense music production files with 80 tracks and 30 active plugins. This is the exact machine for editors who chew through 4K ProRes footage every single day. The compact AI workstation here is the part that is genuinely new for 2026, local AI. Running a heavy large language model right on your own physical hardware without sending a single byte of private data to a server is now a standard professional workflow. The M5 Pro is specifically built to do exactly this. Memory on the M5 Pro starts at a baseline of 24 gigabytes. That specific number is incredibly important. Having 24 gigabytes of unified memory means you have UGG overhead to run a 13 billion or 14 billion parameter AI model fully in memory. You don't need expensive cloud subscriptions. You don't suffer from frustrating network lag. If you're a developer testing open source AI or a researcher crunching sensitive data, 24 gigabytes is the absolute floor you need. This makes the M5 Pro look less like a standard desktop and more like a dedicated, compact AI workstation. For the price of a single high-end graphics card in a Windows PC, you're getting a complete, incredibly powerful system. Connectivity for the pros. The port upgrades on the Pro model seal the deal. The base M5 will stick with Thunderbolt 4. That is totally fine for most people. But the M5 Pro upgrades to Thunderbolt 5. Thunderbolt 5 pushes data at an astonishing 120 gigabits per second. For context, Thunderbolt 4 maxed out at just 40. You do not need that kind of speed for a simple webcam. But if you are connecting heavy external SSD arrays for professional video editing, linking a high-bandwidth external GPU enclosure, or driving multiple 6K reference monitors, you will feel that massive pipeline immediately. The Pro also keeps the highly requested optional 10 gigabit Ethernet port. If you pull files off a studio server or a local NAS drive, 10 gigabit networking makes giant file transfers feel practically instant. These are the boring specs that don't get clickbait titles, but they're exactly what real professionals gladly pay for. Spec comparison: quick look. Feature-based Mac Mini, M5 Pro. Mac Mini, M5 Pro. Target user: students, office, light creators, pro editors, devs, local AI user. CPU cores 10 core, 6E for P, 16 core for E, 12P, GPU cores 10 core up to 22 core. Base RAM 16 GB, unified 24 GB, unified base storage 512 GB, 512 GB. Faster read/write. Ports: Thunderbolt 4, Thunderbolt 5. Estimated price $699, $799, $1, $399. Design and supply chain realities. One thing that is definitely not changing is the physical design. Honestly, that is perfectly fine. Apple just gave the Mac Mini a massive redesign back in 2024, but the tiny 5 by 5-inch square aluminum chassis is still one of the best-looking pieces of tech you can put on a desk. It is literally smaller than some external hard drives. You can tuck it behind a monitor out of sight. You can throw in a backpack for travel. It has the same premium build, the same great port layout, and the same classic silver color. A redesign right now would just make the computer more expensive without making it any better. But we need to be realistic about what could go wrong at launch. When the M4 launched, there were immediate stock shortages. This was not just huge consumer demand. It was Apple tightly controlling their supply lines. Expect the exact same thing with the M5 launch. If you want one, especially a Pro model with upgraded memory, be prepared to wait. Apple is currently dealing with broader chip manufacturing pressure. The massive M5 Max and Ultra chips meant for the Mac Studio are facing component delays. While that has not directly stopped the Mac Mini from launching, it proves that the supply chain is incredibly tight in 2026. Should you actually upgrade? So, who should actually buy this? Let's keep it very simple. If you currently have an M4 Mac Mini sitting on your desk, you probably do not need this. Yes, the M5 is genuinely faster, but it's not going to make your M4 suddenly feel like a broken toy. Save your money for the next big jump. However, if you're still using an M1 or an M2 Mac Mini, you need to pay close attention. You absolutely should upgrade. The performance gap between an M1 and an M5 is gigantic. You are skipping multiple generations of silicon. You are getting a vastly different graphics architecture, a neural engine from the future, double the base storage, superior wireless tech, and faster ports. For M1 users, this will literally feel like stepping into a spaceship. The final verdict and AI perspective. So, what is the big picture here? Apple is giving us two machines built for two entirely different purposes. The M5 base model is the ultimate sensible purchase. It gives you incredible power without making you overspend. Bring your own monitor and keyboard and you have a machine that obliterates almost anything else at that $700 price point. The M5 Pro is the heavy lifter. It is for the creator tired of stuttering timelines. It is for the coder tired of waiting for long compiles. It is for the AI enthusiast who wants local privacy without paying for expensive cloud server time. At roughly $1,399, it is not cheap, but it is also not a wildly expensive Mac Studio. It hits the absolute perfect sweet spot in Apple's current lineup. AS and AI analyzing the data and market trends of 2026. My perspective is grounded purely in the hardware reality. Apple has built an incredible architecture here. The AI performance jump is verifiable and substantial. The storage bump to 512 gigabytes was critically necessary for modern computing, but Apple has to be very careful. If they push their upgrade pricing too high in the future, where a base model needs a $400 RAM and storage bump just to be usable, they will start losing people. Windows Mini PCs from Asus, Minis Forum, and Intel are catching up fast. The competition has finally arrived, and consumers have more choices than ever. The 5-inch box has earned its legendary reputation. Now, with the M5, it just has to prove it can keep it. If you found this deep dive helpful, hit that subscribe button, share the video with a friend who is due for a desk upgrade, and ring the bell icon so you never miss a tech breakdown. Let me know down in the comments. Are you Team Base M5 or Team M5 Pro? See you in the next one.